What's up guys, Sean16 here with another Here's What I'm Thinking video, and today's discussion is on actor Sean Marquette being the most underrated Spider-Man voice actor ever, or quite possibly of all time. Now you may be asking, who's Sean Marquette? Well, like I stated, he's an actor, mostly known for his voice work as the character Mac from the Cartoon Network 2004 show Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. The following year, he ended up voicing Spider-Man in the 2005 Ultimate Spider-Man video game, which people consider to be an underrated Spider-Man game of all time. Quite frankly, when you think about it, apart from Sean Marquette, the whole voice cast of the game is so underrated. I mean, did anyone know Electro was voiced by James Arnold Taylor, who voiced various characters like Ratchet from Ratchet & Clank, Johnny Test, Harry Osborn in the Spectacular Spider-Man show, Mysterio from the Spider-Man 2 movie tie-in game. You also got Nick Fury, voiced by David Fennoy, the guy that voiced Lee in Telltale's Walking Dead series. Silver Sable was voiced by Jennifer Hale, who is also known for voicing various characters like Billy's mom Gladys from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, female Commander Shepard in the Mass Effect trilogy, and Black Cat in the Spider-Man the Animated Series and the Spider-Man 2000 video game. Then you have Johnny Storm, aka Human Torch, voiced by David Kaufman, who's known for voicing Danny Phantom, and that one NPC Peter saves on the bridge while fighting Silver Sable was voiced by John DiMaggio, known as well for voicing various characters like Jake from Adventure Time, Bender from Futurama, and the Scotsman from Samurai Jack. The voice cast is so underrated. Now back to Marquette. What makes him such an underrated Spider-Man voice actor, to me, is that, for one, he was an odd choice when you think about it at the time. He was a teen actor that wasn't as well known outside from his work on Foster's Home. But believe it or not, Marquette knocked it out of the park as Spider-Man. Honestly, I feel like he captured the tone and attitude of that version of Peter Parker, where in the Ultimate Comics, Peter has been displayed as a smart teen with a mild temper, mainly moody and cocky attitude, especially when he's Spider-Man. Marquette nails it in those aspects of the character in the Ultimate Spider-Man video game, where his lines of delivery were on point and, at times, so savage to hear.
Aw, where'd he go? I hate it when this happens, because every time this happens, something even worse happens about 2 seconds. Hey you! Is that a rhinoceros horn, or you just have to be to see? I am so scared I can't even finish my lame joke. Hey! Where'd you get the cool suit? And by cool, I mean cumbersome and riveting. I have now officially run out of ways to say ow. Don't worry, nothing's broken, except my spine, a few ribs, maybe everything else. Hey! What is this? What's going on?
Nothing that concerns you.
My bruised ribs beg to differ. Wait a second. Are you fighting another superhero on the side? I thought you and me had something special. I bet it's Daredevil, isn't it? What does he have? Back off, kid!
You are very irritating.
Really? Oh, I like to think I'm more charming than irritating.
Could you have made a bigger mess?
No, and believe me, I tried.
You've got some mouth on you.
Wow. You'd think you'd be a teeny bit nicer considering I just did your job for you. Why can't you keep this electric guy you're supposed to be keeping in prison? And that lady, the silver lady that captured Eddie the other day. Why couldn't she?
Peter, you need to calm.
I need to quit getting almost killed by stupid people is what I need.
And what makes it even better is that Marquette was a teenager at the time, which worked since that is what Peter Parker was in Ultimate Comics, a teenager, which is a rare thing in the acting industry. You know, when a kid character is voiced by an actual child actor, most of the time, kid characters are voiced by adults. When kid characters are voiced by adults, especially men, it's kinda silly and unrealistic due to them having deep voices. I'm not saying they don't do a good job, as they can bring the emotion to the characters, it's just that it's never truly believable they're kids in terms of voicing. But I get it, it's a cartoon, it's done on purpose for comedy purposes. Even when you have female voice actors trying to portray a kid, some of the time it's obvious that a woman is voicing a kid. Now when child actors voice kid characters, it's more real, genuine, and believable, something you don't always see in animated cartoons and should do more of. What else makes Sean Marquette underrated? Apart from not getting a lot of praise or attention for his voice work in the game, Ultimate Spider-Man was Marquette's first and only appearance as Spider-Man. After Ultimate, he never reprised the role again, which is sad because he could have reprised the role in, like, for example, the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon TV series from 2012. I remember when I first heard about the show. Having known Marquette's work on the Ultimate Spider-Man game prior to the announcement of the show, I thought he was going to reprise his role as Spider-Man / Peter Parker. But then I was mildly disappointed when I heard it was going to be Drake Bell voicing Spider-Man. Another example that Sean Marquette could have reprised his role in could have been Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions as Ultimate Spider-Man. Considering the fact that Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions is actually a spiritual sequel to the Ultimate Spider-Man video game, as Ultimate Spider-Man in Shattered Dimensions is a few years older in the game. No offense to Josh Keaton, but this role should have been given to Marquette, to be honest. Sean Marquette deserves to get some more recognition and attention. He should be up there with the likes of Josh Keaton, Christopher Barnes, Yuri Lowenthal, and Neil Patrick Harris, who's also considered underrated as well when naming good Spider-Man voice actors. Even if Marquette voiced the character once, he was pretty damn good for what he did in the Ultimate Spider-Man video game. So much so, you have people like me acknowledging Marquette's Spider-Man work and how he deserves recognition for it via YouTube videos. I still to this day hold out hope to see if Sean Marquette ever comes back to reprise Spider-Man. And that's all I have to say about Sean Marquette being the most underrated Spider-Man voice actor ever. So, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, comment your thoughts about Sean Marquette. I'd like to see what did you think of him voicing Ultimate Spider-Man, and would you like to see him come back to reprise the role in the future? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Look me up on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, and as always, I will see you next time.